Hey guys, how's it going? Kulprit here, and today I'm pretty excited to give you my Arma 3 alpha impressions. It's been a while since I've had a game I'm really excited about, to see where it is and where it's going to go, and excited about the future and the possibilities. So today I'm excited to talk to you about Arma 3 alpha. I bought it on launch day. I've been playing the heck out of it. Probably 20 to 30 hours, which is a lot for me, squeezing it in. I've been playing it almost exclusively except for a couple sessions of Battlefield 3. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I've spent a lot of my time in the editor actually, because I felt like that was the best way for me to kind of get in, see how the game works, see what the possibilities are, because one of the biggest things I'm most excited about for this game is the modding community and the custom missions and things like that. I think that's really the longevity of this game, and it's really where the full potential is. So I wanted to kind of get in and see what is possible there, and I know there's, the editor is not really what it's all about, but for me, it gave me a good indication of what can be done even just by the layman like myself as far as making missions and playing them out. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been just kind of taking enemy units, putting it here, and then I play through it, and it gave me a really good opportunity to kind of learn the mechanics, learn, my keys and what bindings and what things I feel are important and not important to put on my priority buttons, and it's been a process. It's been a lot of, initially I was overwhelmed. I was clearly overwhelmed. And, that's one of the hardest things about Arma 3 is that for newer players, it's very unforgiving, and it's got a very, very steep learning curve, and that learning curve is very unforgiving. It can be very overwhelming at first, to the point that I think a lot of people are just like, screw this. They wanted to see what this DayZ thing was all about, but when they got in there and they just saw that the learning curve was so steep, and again, all the key bindings and things like this, I think a lot of people got turned off. So I'm hoping that gets a lot of polish this time around in the interface. But even then, and it has, I think a lot of the controls are actually better. They give you a lot more possibilities, but there's a lot of buttons, and you really have to play before you actually really start kind of even just feeling like you have your feet under you. This is not a game you're going to pick up in an hour, that is for sure. Even if you have played Arma 2 extensively, like I have. I've played DayZ a lot, I played Wasteland a lot. Now I haven't played that much recently, so there was a great deal of rust, but I had a basic idea of what I was doing, and it still took me a while to lay out my keys and get an idea of the new combat stances and these types of things. And also just get the feel of Arma down. The gunplay is very unique. It's nothing like Battlefield. It's nothing like Call of Duty. It's very unique in its own. Much more towards the simulation side. So I enjoy that. I enjoy the differences, but at the same time, it makes it a great challenge when I do pick this game up to be effective. And if any of you guys saw my stream the other night, you'll see that I was absolutely terrible with my pistols. And I need some work. I need some practice. But for those of you that have never actually played an Arma game, perhaps you're on console, you don't have this available to you. Whereas Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty are very much about the results. How did you do? What was your KD? Did you beast mode? What kill streaks did you get? Those types of things. Arma's not so much about that. Arma's about how you got there. It's not only about did you win or lose that gunfight. It's how did you get into position to lose that gunfight? How did you get into such a good position that you wiped out 3 guys and feel like a complete badass? You have to play smart in Arma. You have to use cover. You have to use stealth. You have to ambush. I want to say it's a thinking man's shooter. It really is. It's what leads up to that gunfight. That gunfight is just kind of acting out everything that's been set in motion for the past 10 minutes. And a lot of people miss that. They just run around and they're looking for engagements, they're looking for gunfights to get in, and they don't realize how bad a situation they're in. And a lot of times that gunfight can end very quickly and very poorly for that player, and they get discouraged. And what you need to understand is it's a very unforgiving environment. There is, there's no spawn immunity. There's no silliness like that. It's literally a sandbox, and that is what Bohemia is clearly doing here. They're trying to design a sandbox. They're trying to design a world and physics and an environment, and then they're just handing it to the community. Here you go. I mean, they're going to make some missions, but they're not going to be that great. I don't expect them to be. I don't think anybody really expects them to be. They're just going to hand it off and be like, here you go. And they're going to let the modding community go crazy. They already are. I mean, the Wasteland is already there. It was there, I think, like the next day of release. So Tuesday, it was there on a Wednesday, and people were playing the heck out of that. I'm sure there's mods out there we don't even know about that are being worked on right now. So I wanted to take some time and really kind of get in, sink my teeth in there, and kind of do this game justice and get a feel for not just what state it's in right now. Sometimes you need to get in the game and play it and kind of get a feel for where the developers are trying to go with it. They might say things on trailers and on paper, theoretically, forums, that type of thing, but until you get in there, usually that's when you get a real idea where the game is going. Think, once you got into Battlefield 3, you could almost clearly see that these guys were going to go close quarters, urban type fighting, rather than the old Battlefield 2 experience. It became very clear very fast once you got in the game. So as far as Arma 2 Alpha, the environment would be the first thing I want to talk about. The environment is beautiful. I mean, it's not just in pixels and that bush looks pretty and those shadows and these things. It's in the scope. This is no Battlefield 3 map. This is no Caspian Border or Operation Firestorm large map. These are large maps. This map is, I believe, like 20 square kilometers, and this is just the side map. This is like a kind of a newbie land tutorial right now. This is only the alphas on that. The main map is, I believe, a magnitude larger, so it's about 200 square kilometers. I can't even imagine it, frankly. It's going to be it's just going to be huge. It's going to be insane, and you're going to have to, you'll probably play weeks, if not months, on one little corner of the map and never see the other side. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Because the environment is literally so beautiful and the scope is so large, it's an incredibly immersive experience. You can literally imagine yourself fighting in these environments. You might run over a hill, see a river, and you're like, man, if I take an engagement right here, this is what I'm going to do. Or, maybe walking through a town and you're seeing little alleyways and this, anything really, walking through forests with trees. You're constantly, it's very easy to envision yourself fighting a war in this environment, and that's really well done. Cities are done. I really enjoy how this. Now, there's really only one city on the alpha map, but you can clearly see that this is no Call of Duty map. This is no, in Warfighter, when I played Warfighter, I hated those maps because I felt like I was in a rat maze. I was claustrophobic. I felt like there was walls all over pushing me in certain directions. You don't get that feeling in the city. It's very tight. It's very CQB, close quarters, but you feel like they built a city and now they're just letting you fight in it. They're not trying to funnel any gunfights here or there, make choke points, which they all these other games love right now. It's a city. Let's see how you guys play with it. And that's really how I think how they've done the entire game. Let's just design this environment and see what the people do with it. And I love that. I love that. All buildings seem to be enterable, which is cool. I haven't found any. I haven't been able to, but there could be some out there. There is extensive building destruction. I didn't think there was, but I've been proven wrong. I've recently discovered and I tested it. It is there. You can pretty extensively destroy buildings, so if you've got a pesky squad up in a second story, you can take them out. The bad, believe it or not, it can be very hard to see people. I've had a long session where I get headaches because I'm so hyper-focused on trying to spot little snipers in a bush. Paranoia, too, but it is. The environment is so vast and rich, it can be very hard to see people if they're not moving, and yet you're on alert and you're so focused. It can be fatiguing, I won't lie. The distances, like I mentioned, as great as that is, that can be a bad thing too if it's really hard to link up with your buddies and get to a fight. So we're going to have to see how the big map pans out and how they handle that. The next big thing would be gunplay. This is where the jury is still out for me. Arma is Arma. It has a very different feel. It is, I'm going to use the C word, guys, it is a little clunky. But that's because it's more towards the simulator side. It's not the fast-paced Battlefield 3, Call of Duty, smooth shooters. It's a little more clunky. It's a little harder by nature to shoot people. And that I embrace that. I enjoy that. It's very challenging, which that's what I'm saying. I enjoy it. It's hard to be good. You have to work on it. One of the things I do love about the gunplay in Arma in general and Arma 3, especially as playing in the alpha, you have time to react. You have a say in whether you live or die. You're going to take some fire. You might get hurt. You're going to have to, find some cover quickly, either treat yourself, heal yourself, or get a buddy to do it. But then you have a chance to fight back and, stave off your death. Like I said, the bad about gunplay, it can feel clunky. It's hard to be accurate. It's really hard to, the recoil, manage recoil. Now, I'm a noob. I haven't played this game. I'm still fixing my settings and sensitivity and things. So unless you're shooting a one-shot sniper rifle, it can be hard to get your shots on target. And I feel like the hit registration is a little off. It needs some work as well. They can kill hitboxes and things like that. So it's an alpha. Those things, that's what it is. The best way for me to equate it is I feel like I'm almost playing on console. I feel like I don't have that precision that I'm used to having on PC. I can adjust. I'll get used to it, and hopefully they're going to tighten it up as alpha and into beta and into release goes. Customization is another big thing in this game. I know it's limited because it's an alpha, but man, you can see it's going to be so in-depth. When you're in your inventory or you're at a ammo crate or whatever it may be, you really have to make decisions. Do I pick that those magazines up? Do I not? Your weight affects your stamina, and that stamina can therefore affect your speed. It affects directly how quickly you move. If you go in game, you immediately take all your clothes off, you just take your rifle and you run, versus a AT guy who's got a law rocket on his back and rockets and ammo and all these things, and he's all armored up. You're gonna run circles around him, and you feel that in the game. It's absolutely there. It also affects, like I said, your stamina, so it's going to affect how long you can sprint. Can you sprint a mile? Can you sprint 200 yards? And then what happens is, if you are running and then you hit prone and you're trying to engage a target, if you're low on stamina and you're fatigued, that's going to affect your aim. You're not going to be able to hold your gun as steady. So there's a lot of pros and cons and decisions to make, and decisions are always good, I feel. So I love this system. I wish more developers would embrace it, and we hopefully will see more things like this, checks and balances, and like I said, decisions. Decisions are good. Now it's an Arma. It's an alpha. So I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about stability and things like that. Right now it has bugs and crashes, absolutely. But I'd say it's on par with Arma 2. Like, Arma 3 Alpha is on par with Arma 2. Yes, I've crashed a couple times, but it's usually when I've been kind of messing around in the editor, which doesn't help things, with scripts and things like that. So I'm very impressed with the stability of the Alpha at this point. One thing I do have a concern about is the optimization, and I expected that, to be honest. But Arma 2 has notoriously poor optimization. And right now, the Alpha has pretty poor optimization, and it seems to be server-side. Now, I'm not any, network administrator type guy, but it just seems like it doesn't matter what I do, I get certain frames regardless. So I'm hoping to see that improved as we get into the beta and into the release. I mean, optimization is usually one of the last things that are done in development, as I understand it, because they need to have kind of the finished product almost first. We need to see better optimization. If we don't see a good improvement in the optimization, this game's going to be hard to really embrace, because you need a pretty beastly PC to play it. And for a guy like me that wants to record it as well as stream it, that would be pretty disappointing. But I'm not upset by that yet. It's an alpha. It's early alpha, so I'm hoping we're going to see good strides, good improvement there, and we'll all be happy in the end. Overall, guys, I'm really enjoying this game. I'm really excited about the possibilities of the game, where it could be going, the potential long-term through modding, custom missions, these types of things. That is just going to enhance the game so much, and it's going to increase the longevity so much. It's really kind of exciting to see where it goes, and I'm going to be playing a lot of it. I know a lot of the 008 guys are going to be playing a lot of it. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos for it. And like I said, we're going to hope to be kind of making our own custom missions and having a server and these types of things. So look for more information on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're enjoying the alpha. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? And for those who don't have it, what's holding you up? And if maybe I can help you out there. If you have specific concerns, let me know. I'll make a video about them to help you as best I can. But yeah, I'm enjoying the heck out of it. Let me know if you guys are, what you're enjoying, what you're not enjoying. I'd be very curious to hear that. And like always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like, please hit the favorite, please share it with your friends. That always helps me out. And I will talk to you soon, guys. Take care. Just a reminder, guys, don't miss any of my content. Clicking the big screen in the middle, that's going to take you to the Battlefield 3 playlist, where you'll find a lot of videos similar to the one you just watched. The video to the lower left-hand side, that's my Let's Play channel. Over there, I post all kinds of Let's Plays and walkthroughs, Minecraft, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, all kinds of different games that don't fit into the first-person shooter genre. And to the lower right, make sure you do not miss the Company 008 community channel. You're going to find a lot of directors over there that post similar content to mine, so if you like my stuff, you're probably going to like theirs too. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice day.